Hey friends, welcome into another edition of 4 Minutes on Friday. This is the second part of a conversation that I started the previous week, and specifically talking today about deconstruction, this process that a lot of people right now are kind of walking through when it comes to their faith. There are lots of people kind of examining whether or not they can continue to hold on to not so much their faith in God, but their relationship and connection to the local church. Um, and this is a distinction that I think is important. It's not semantics, it's not something small. And there have been a lot of things written from really good writers on both sides of this issue. There are some who say deconstruction leads us to abandon our faith entirely, and it's not something that we should do. It's not something that you should encourage other people to do. And really, there is this overwhelming sound from that end of the conversation that says, nope, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't, if you're a church leader, you should not encourage your people to do this. And so that's one side of this important conversation. The other side of the conversation sounds more like this, that deconstruction is something that actually all people go through at different points in their faith journey. And the reason that this is where I kind of land. The reason I think deconstruction is actually a healthy, good thing is because of, I'll just from my own personal perspective, I do not believe the same things about God now as a 49-year-old as I did when I was 10. I do not believe the things now about God as a 49-year-old as I did when I was 21 or when I was 30 or 45. My understanding and evolution, if I can use such a word, about my understanding of God has changed and developed over the course of time as I have changed and developed. It's not that God has changed. Scripture is very clear that God does not change. But my understanding of him does. And so those understandings need to be deconstructed and taken apart. There are some people that don't like that word, and they just, anytime that word comes up, they kind of bristle and go, oh, no, we can't have this conversation, we can't do this, can't. And I would just say, if that initially is your response of, oh no, we can't have this conversation anytime that word comes up, I would dare say there's some really important things that you probably need to talk about. Some really important things that you probably need to be willing to take apart and tear down in your faith journey. Now, to the larger point of deconstruction. So if you haven't been able to tell at this point, I'm clearly in the camp of, yes, let's deconstruct some of our faith beliefs. So if that is where you are, and this is partly where I started posting these little questions and statements on my own personal social media, and just saying, hey, if you're in this boat of deconstruction, you've been frustrated with your relationship or connection to the local church, and you're ready to wash your hands of that experience, let me know. Talk to me. Let's have a conversation. Let's engage a little bit. So that is where I sit on this conversation, this issue, is that there are definitely things about our beliefs and the way in which we believe that do need to be deconstructed. That is something that's actually happened throughout church history. It is a part of Martin Luther's experience, who in Protestant belief systems we hail as a wonderful individual who changed the landscape of how we believe. The deconstruction model and mentality has been at the center hinge point of every great revival that our country and throughout the world has seen, is where people have said this way of getting and connecting to God doesn't actually get us to God any longer, and that needs to be taken apart. Now, if that's where you sit, if that's where you land on all of this, please know I would be more than happy, would love to engage in that conversation with you. But understand, deconstruction does not have to lead us or you specifically to a place where you completely let go of all of your faith. Maybe what you need to let go of is a relationship and connection to a toxic situation or a toxic church. All right, we're way over our time. Have a great week. See you next time.